Hi there, it's real estate coach Josh Fegan, and welcome to this week's coaching tip. Today we're going to talk about buyers and the buyer hit list. You see, on the inside of your real estate career, you're going to meet a lot of buyers. They're going to inquire online through the major real estate websites. They're going to come into your office. They're going to turn up at open for inspections. They're going to phone you at random times. They're probably even going to SMS you and even send you a message on Instagram. And this is how much the world is changing, is that we've got all of these different inputs. Now, any great agent, if you're running 3, 4, 5 open for inspections on a Saturday, that could mean that you could be meeting anywhere between 20 to possibly 100 plus people each and every weekend. How are you going to cope and deal with that demand? You see, the reality of it is that there are a group of buyers that are more important than any other buyer, and that's people that are actually making the next steps in the purchasing cycle. How do you identify these types of people? Well, they might be making an offer on a property. They might come back for a second appointment. They might stay at the open for inspection longer than anyone else. And you know what? They might even return your calls. They might be lovely people who are genuinely in a position of where they've got a trust relationship with you and now they're just looking for the right home to purchase. Now, I'm a great believer that whether or not you meet 20 people throughout the course of a campaign or even 100 people throughout the course of the campaign in some of our city environments, that there's probably only going to be 3, 4 or 5 people that are really going to be those buyers that you should be putting on your buyer hit list. Now what you need to be thinking is that what do we do with those people? So we categorize them separately inside of our database. We've got the buyers where all of those hundreds and thousands of people sit, but then we've got the 5 or 6 people from every campaign that sit inside of our buyer hit list. So if you're doing 5 campaigns, that's 25 buyers right now that you're really hunting through for property. Now, when we do a seller pipeline review meeting, why don't we then also do another 30-minute meeting every week with what we call a buyer pipeline review meeting? Who are the people right now that need to buy? And the reason why this is so important is that we understand that the person who pays the highest price is the person that is the most urgent. So who are the buyers right now that are the most urgent? They need to buy because they've just sold a property. They've got a job relocation, so they need to buy by a certain date. They're in a position that they need to buy the property next door because that allows them to develop their existing property. So whatever it is, you identify the people that are the most urgent and then you do the very best work with them. So if you want to turn your business on its head, it doesn't matter about the state of the current market and whether or not buyers are interested in buying or whether or not they're holding back a little bit. What's really important is that you identify who the people are that have that highest level of urgency. So get back to doing great buyer work. And the easiest way to do that is to review your buyer pipeline and to identify the people that are the most urgent. I really hope that you've enjoyed this week's coaching tip and I look forward to seeing you next week.